he was definitely giving some vibes of rapper snitching on himself when he dropped the bar. We just re-up from that new stimmy. It's like, bro, the feds is listening, the IRS is listening. You too rich to have using a stimmy check. You know, your record company, I don't know if that qualifies as a relief company that needs, you know, funding, but hey, he did it. I don't know if he did, maybe he's just talking smack, but be careful is all I'm saying.
Let me put you on game.
Let's get into our last topic of the day. Let's move out of basketball and let's move into some music. We got a album review for you guys. It's gonna be by Cordae, formerly known as YBN Cordae. If you're not familiar with him, he's an up-and-coming rapper from Maryland. This is his second studio album following his debut album, The Lost Boy. Overall thoughts for me, I think that the album had a lot of potential, and I really, really like Cordae as a rapper, but I think this album for me leaves a lot to be desired. I think there are more hits than misses, but I think the album as a whole for me is a bit uneven. But what do you think?
Overall, for me, I actually came into this project not knowing what to expect, but I was pleasantly surprised personally. I've enjoyed his work in the past. I thought his debut album, The Lost Boy, was pretty good, and he had a lot of potential. I saw the sparks of brilliance that he possesses, and I thought that he actually carried that over into this project. It being somewhat conceptual, but overall, I enjoyed his artistic vision and what he brought to the table for this project. So, you know, I can't wait for us to get into this breakdown.
Yeah. Let's see where we differ a little bit. He opens it up with Shiloh's intro. I believe is that his brother?
Yeah, that's his
rapping.
Yeah,
rapping from prison.
Yeah, I think it's his younger brother.
Okay, yeah. Rapping from prison, kind of setting the tone for the album of what he's going through and what got him where he is. And it really sets the tone for what the album itself is about in the title. That goes into, I don't want to mispronounce it. Is it Jean-Michel, I assume? Jean? We'll go with that. I like it. I like the opening to the album. I think the keys on there are really ominous and really set the track off. I think Cordae did some of his most impactful rapping on the project here. Really strong opener. Super, I really like that one as well. Super bouncy. It's Cordae just reflecting on his place in rap and how success has changed life for him and the people around him. It's a really urgent flow. I love how his percussion, the percussion on the track is really bouncy. Cordae, I think like he's capable of on so many songs and features, and just overall, he's just rapping his ass off, which is something I think he's really great at. And I think the hooks on the album itself are hit or miss, but I think this one works. And then we kind of get into a stretch of the album. I'm going to intro that stretch, but the first song in that stretch being Mama's Hood. I thought the hook on that one was a little bit lazy to me. I didn't think that it worked. I think Cordae's rapping is good. He kind of tries to carry the song, but overall the song just kind of comes off as mad. But yeah, how are you feeling about that stretch?
Yeah, for me, the opening of the album I thought was nice as well. You know, Shiloh's intro was deeply tragic, just kind of the story, especially understanding how the perspective of someone who has been given the influences that he's been given gets to the place where he is in life. And if you think of life as less about overall free will, because none of us are choose who and what circumstance we're born into, and you think of life more in a deterministic fashion, you kind of see how it was probably destiny for him to end up in a situation where he's getting 25 years in prison. And I also like the instrumental kind of fading in, because it's clearly he's rapping from inside prison, you know, and I like the echoes of that was sprinkled into the whole album. And then, yeah, Jean-Michel was a powerful set of like individual bars. You know, I love how he alerted his listeners to the fact that he was speaking in haikus. The overall song didn't have a perfect structure, but it's just him just saying some impactful stuff that is on his mind in the form of a haiku. It was very poetic and very menacing with the dark beat that was complimentary of the subject matter. Moving into Super, I really enjoyed the pulsating trap beat. It was braggadocious, you know, constant name drops between Jack Dorsey and Dr. Dre and Coca-Cola and getting paid. And he, you know, he was definitely giving some vibes of rapper snitching on himself when he dropped the bar. We just re-up from that new stimmy. It's like, bro, the feds is listening, the IRS is listening. You too rich to have using a stimmy check. your record company, I don't know if that qualifies as a relief company that needs funding, but hey, he did it. I don't know if he did, maybe he's just talking smack, but be careful is all I'm saying. And I actually kind of liked Mama's Hood, the echoey atmosphere next to the guitar chords, his modified voice, I thought added a nice touch to the song. And he had really good and consistent verses. I understand what you're saying about the chorus, but overall, I thought it was thoughtful, as well as his tribute to his friend at the end of the song. And so moving into this next stretch of the album, I think that there are a few misses, but overall, I enjoyed it. One for me, it was a 70s style production. Anytime you have that with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reference, equals a song that I can relate to. The background singing and the chorus added a nice aesthetic to the song overall. For me, it was good verses. And I liked how he, in the first verse, he kind of juxtaposed his dual nature with Rick James and Russell Wilson, and his faith being akin to a mustard seed because of his desire to get a Birkin bag for a lady that he likes. And just that, I guess he's a young man who is basically detailing his struggles and the things that he's going through. And I just relate to that in terms of him being authentic into about what he's going through and his struggles overall. Moving on in today, it plays off the audio of at the end of the previous track. And I thought the bass exploded, which was really nice. I enjoyed the beat overall. Gunna's verse was fitting, but it was also kind of forgettable. The song was kind of forgettable. But then moving into Coach Carter, C. Carter, I enjoyed the storytelling about him coming up in his career, his struggles of dreams and success. He did a nice job of describing where he was. And I thought that he continued to capitalize on his ability to tell stories. Between this as well as Sinister, I thought he came correct on a song that was featuring Lil Wayne. It was kind of a somewhat forgettable track in the middle of it, but I thought it had enough pop that it was significant to me. I liked his flow. His flows throughout this project were really good. I thought, and I thought Wayne came in and did his job as he always does. This song was solid too. How about you?
One for me doesn't really work. I think his rhyme scheme was kind of simple. I get the point of the track, but I don't know, it was really skippable to me. I don't think it's something I would go back to. Same for today. I think the hook is catchy and Cordae's flow is catchy, but I don't know, it's not enough of a track it's not a good enough of a track for me to want to revisit it. Just to be honest, like if somebody put on like a lot of this album, I think it's fine. Like it's not like I'm gonna be turned that off or it bores me, but it's not something that I think I would search out to go listen to. So I think that's kind of where I sit with it. But C. Carter, I like this one actually. I thought the beat was really soulful. I like the guitar riffs. I thought that works really well. And I think his hook is a lot better here than it is on other spots on the album. Sinister, I think, is one of my favorites as well. You can tell as soon as the bass hits it, it's a Hit Boy beat. Like before he even comes in and says it, I think it's pretty obvious. It's definitely one of my standout tracks. I think him and Wayne work really well together. Wayne hasn't really missed on a feature in a long time. I think he sounds really focused and he sounds really charismatic as well. Chronicles, I think this is a nice love track. I think it works better than Want For Me. I like H.E.R's contribution. Durk kind of seems a little bit superfluous here. I don't know why he's really there. He was there for like 10 seconds and then he was gone. So I don't know what the point of his feature was. But I thought, I like Durk, but I thought Cordae and H.E.R could have probably did it by themselves. And I like the song overall. Champagne Glass is one of my favorites. I really like the bass on that one. Freddie Gibbs again continues to show why he's one of the best in the game. He does a really great mix all the time of like the standard and the double time flow. Like he's not just doing double time for the sake of doing double time. He kind of glides effortlessly in between and back and forth between the two flows. And I think it works really, really well here. He's showing a real mastery of his craft, but the song itself works really well. And then, getting into Westlake High, I love the soul sample there. Cordae reflecting on his success. I think this song, for whatever reason, I feel like Westlake High should have been the closer for me. Like I could have done without the last two tracks, but I thought Westlake High, with the way that it sounded, how it wrapped up the story to me in terms of how he was seeing everything from a bird's eye view and looking back on his own past and how he got here. I thought that was probably the best track to close it with, because I don't know, the last couple songs don't really do it for me. But how are you feeling about that stretch?
I thought the stretch was pretty solid. Chronicles I really liked. I like the acoustic guitar mixed with the 808s for depth. I thought his vocal work was pretty impressive. because he had layered vocals along with the harmonies of H.E.R. I thought added a really nice touch. H.E.R had a nice verse, and I actually like what Durk provided to the song. I think he provided a nice melodic, moody sound that was really. And so I felt like this beat was kind of almost engineered for him in some ways. And it was the perfect kind of beat to complement what Lil Durk kind of brings to the table from an artistic perspective. I thought, just a really good collaborative song. And then Champagne Glasses, I wasn't really that thrilled on the chorus of the song, but I did like the instrumental. Freddie Gibbs, I thought did a really solid job with some nice flows. And I love Stevie Wonder coming in at the end with the harmonica, just showing how great he is, man. Just even with these young cats, Stevie can come in and really do some work on a song. And then finally, Westlake High, I agree. It gave me real J. Cole vibes in terms of the sample and the flow that he delivered on. I enjoyed his content and his topics. For whatever reason, I feel Cordae. And I liked his plain talk in the outro. I kind of wish the song was longer. It had this could have been like a 10-minute track of him just kind of just giving you bars, giving you more stories, giving you more details of life in a more drawn out fashion. I think that would have been a really nice touch. And I think that this definitely could have been the end. I piggyback that sentiment. And then, but moving on into Parables, I like this song as just it in its own right. I don't think it really fits in with the whole album overall, but I understand why he wanted to include it. You get a feature with Eminem, who's probably one of his influences growing up as a rapper. And I thought Eminem delivered, he had a lot of fun lines. Where he said, he was giving me renegade rap god vibes. Is so what you're gonna do? Think I'm allergic when I point this motherfucking burner at you? And you hear the sneeze on the track. I was like, all right, that was cute. That was cute. And then permanent damage with the words that I threw. Bird's eye view. I'm referred to as Zeus. I'm like that is clever.
That one is. I give you that one.
Yeah, and still got the bars. And then finally, Gifted. It was a nice departure from the rest of the project. I'm glad that he labeled it a bonus. I liked the vocals with Roddy Ricch, and it was fun. It was fine. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed it, but I understand why you think that it probably should have ended at Westlake High.
Yeah, Parables. I think I like Cordae's passion and aggression on the song. I think he would have been better served to do that a lot more over the course of the album. I think he was kind of going for a more R&B sensibility a lot of times on the album with the hooks and some of his rapping, but I think him coming and adding some aggression to his flow, I think he's one of the better young rappers, but I don't necessarily believe that he showed that on this album. I think he's just capable of a lot more. I think Cordae has a classic album in him somewhere. I just don't think that this is it. So I think maybe it is a better album than I think it is, but maybe in my expectations for him and what I think he's capable of are kind of clouding that. But yeah, I think he's just a lot better than what this album is. Eminem, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the memes. His flow just throws me off these days. I don't know what it is. He's rapping so much differently than he used to, even 10, 12 years ago. And it just, I don't know, his cadence and his flow kind of throws me off. So reading the lyrics, I'm like, damn, oh damn, well, wow, that's a bar, that's a bar, that's a bar, that's a bar. But just the way he's delivering it, I don't know. It's not connecting for me. I thought it was the whole wrapping Christmas presents, from stuff around the house. I thought the whole scheme that he had, I thought that was kind of brilliant, but just sonically, it didn't work for me. And Gifted, I think, is eminently skippable. It's a bonus track, so you can't really you kind of gotta ignore that one. I guess maybe it's just extra credit on a homework assignment, so you can't really grade it as a wrong answer. But I don't know, it doesn't work for me. But yeah, let me get 4 favorite tracks from you.
Oh, 4? I think 3 is good.
You don't want to say you like the album. I'm out here trying to give you 4. 4 should be easy.
Yeah, no, I mean I could give 4. Super, C. Carter, Chronicles, and let me get Westlake High.
Okay. Give me Champagne Glasses, Westlake High, Sinister, and Super. So for whoever's listening to this podcast or watching this video that hasn't heard the Cordae album yet, on a scale of hard pass to must listen, if they're asking if they should listen to it, what would you tell them?
I would tell him that it's a good project. I feel like it was better than his last album in some ways, which I actually enjoyed as well. It was good production. I think it was fitting of his influences, his ability to try different styles. I love the infusion of guitar that was peppered into the project, as well as auto tune and harmonies that he experimented with, and I thought was able to deliver on. I think this project is a highly recommended project for me. Yeah, it's highly recommended for me.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah, not hating on that. I struggled a little bit with my rating here. So I would say give it a shot. I'm not gonna rate it as lowly as some other albums that we've reviewed, because I think it deserves a little bit better, because I do think that I think he really tried. I just think that for me he missed the mark. So I can't really I can't really get on it too much, but I do think that, yeah, I think if you're into Cordae, or you're into, rippity rap, hippity hop, like, bars, flows, hashtag, whatever. I think that it's probably an album that you would enjoy. So I would say give it a shot. You'll at least get a couple songs off of it that you enjoy. But yeah, I think that Cordae is capable of more. I think that from a production, from a hook standpoint, and from a content standpoint, I think that he could dig a little bit deeper. And maybe from another artist, this would probably be a more of a highly recommend. But from him, from what I think he's capable of and what I know he's capable of, I think I expect more. But let us know in an email, or let us know in the comments of this video what you think about Cordae's new album, A Bird's Eye View, and how did you feel about it. Yeah, just let us know what you think.